Hi, this is Srinivasan, the founder of SquareComp Grahas VR.
Hi, this is Sriram, the co-founder of SquareComp Grahas VR.
Welcome to the first episode of Gra's VR podcast series. This episode is all about, what does VR mean to you?
A quick note about ourselves. Grahas VR is a startup based in Chennai, part of the vibrant RailTech TBI ecosystem. We offer virtual reality-based training solution for the manufacturing companies. We help the manufacturing companies reduce their training-related costs to more than 50% on their current expenses with our VR solution, which is 4 times faster and focused than the current practices. We are working with a visionary resolute of transforming the skilling process with virtual reality. Virtual reality as a technology is touted and the most promising tech poised to disrupt the future. But what does it mean to you as a user? In this episode, we discuss what does VR mean to different industries and sectors, various transformative means it can bring about once adopted, and the social change it can create with its full-scale implementation.
Hi, Srini. I'm excited to be a part of our podcast series. I'm glad we are doing this. Why do you think that people should opt for a technology like VR? Is it just for the fancy for a new tech or the fear of missing out?
Well, technology like AR, VR are the future foundation for our next computing devices. If we look at the past evolution of technology, we have a clear indicator in our hands. For most of the technological innovation, it's always the first movers and early adopters who get the leading edge. It's not about the fancy or fear of missing out, but it's about the potential of a technology like VR or AR, which can transform our lives. It also hugely depends on the use case and challenges that these technologies can help us with.
We have seen many such technologies fail miserably when they were focused on some niche fanciness. But there is a general perception among some naysayers that VR is too such a fad. As a matter of fact, they have cited some of the failures of certain VR devices and slow pickup of the industry to supplement this statement. What's your take on that, Srini?
Well, in all honesty, the supplementary elements of their statement are true to an extent. We have had some of the big names from the tech industry withdraw their VR devices from the market and in some cases reshift their focus too. But there is one thing that's being missed out here. All these failures and changes happened when the companies tried their hands in VR with the consumer segment for the everyday user. The time is not so ripe in the consumer segment for the everyday user. Parallelly, we also have few VR device manufacturers who are doing phenomenally well in the consumer division with their core focus on gaming. That's a key differentiator here, and the naysayers have got their remarks out of the companies that were in the wrong place at the wrong time. VR for consumers will certainly get rebranded and relaunched within a few years with some major advancements in its form factors, interface, and then that will be the watershed moment for the computing industry altogether.
That's a different gesture of looking at things. Let's hope we bear a witness to those moments. Since you mentioned about bigwigs being in the wrong place at the wrong time, what do you think is the right place at the right time?
Well, the right place is the enterprise end of the tech world, and the right time is now. Enterprise or the B2B space is the most pivotal segment in ensuring a greater future for VR and its counterparts. There are a lot of challenges, problems, and enablers that VR can make a significant impact with sector specific solutions and creativity. We need to have more such drivers for this in both the ends of the spectrum with enough solution providers solving the real problems of the industry.
Okay, that's fair. What are the industries that are likely to have VR as a part of the solution provider or a problem solver?
Actually, we have discussed about this briefly in one of our earlier newsletter editions as well. I think it is spatial computing and its future part one. Some of the notable areas where VR is being extensively used already and is about to make disruptive means are manufacturing and industrial companies. They use it for the training, workforce engagement, safety and maintenance, and so on. And aerospace and aviation industry, where few of the early adopters who innovated using VR for their R&D and product development as well. And one other thing is healthcare, which is one such area wherein VR and AR could be a real lifesaver. Both of these technologies, even mixed reality to an extent, can be a great tool and enabler for conducting mock surgeries, experimentation of new drugs, medical training, and even live surgical consultations. Also, we should not leave the banking and finance industry where there is already a couple of implementations of VR and AR with respect to consumer banking as well as back-end operations as well. And the last but not least, corporate soft skill training is one segment which has picked up momentum post-COVID and is expected to be used extensively as well.
Well, this is quite a bit to start and work upon. I'm sure we are just talking about the points here, but every such sector have their own use cases and challenges for which they would love to have a solution for the startups, the VR industry alike.
That's right. This is not an exhaustive list. There are still plenty of other areas like hospitality and tourism where VR can be the growth engine and change enabler as well. As a matter of fact, VR can be used as a sales driver and as a tool to educate potential clients about the products and services of the companies involved.
Looks like AR/VR put the next technological disruptor and revolution after the smartphones. Just like how the smartphones change everything around us and reduce the geographical boundaries, created a new ecosystem and new economies, VR/AR could do something similar to our future.
Indeed, already there is a transformational change in our societies and economies because of the disruptions caused by the smartphones and also thanks to COVID. The way we work, the way we travel and socialize have all changed. And even experts are predicting that a lot of business travels and one-day travels will be reduced because of the pandemic. Once, with a fully blown VR ecosystem around us, it can be well assured that we won't have to travel for business meetings and gatherings until and otherwise our physical presence is absolutely necessary.
Looks so. Let's hope all these technologies intended for socializing and immersive reality doesn't make the people near us farther.
Absolutely. Technology has to be for the betterment and enablement for the people. We already see more people distracted and polarized due to technology. The future tech builders and enthusiasts must bear this in mind and work with a primary goal that the user is always the supreme commander for any technology any given day.
Let's hope the tech builders take account of these things when they develop their products and solutions. Often, we see products and services being developed for their engagement quotient and end up being toxic in nature beyond a point.
Fairly right. Often technologists like us believe that We can solve almost anything and everything using technology. We succeed at times, and more often, we also create some sort of dystopian pathfinders in the quest of making our lives better. The parallel effect or the alternate timeline that gets created because of certain new technological inventions have both merits and demerits. For instance, a whole new gig economy was created because of the app based ecosystem introduced by the smartphones. And at the same time, as much as we claim to be more connected than ever, people have never been so disconnected with those close to them like now.
In that case, what do you think, or better yet, how do you think the future reality is going to be when VR or AR become mainstream and makes a full blown impact in the everyday user's life?
Well, the very basic tenacity of VR is eliminating the visual contact with the physical world. While using VR, the fabric of connectivity with those near you is going to be either minimal or none. On the other hand, AR lets you maintain visual contact with the physical world. By the time VR makes inroads for everyday usage, there will be a lot of advancements in terms of the form factor and connectivity. But maintaining visual contact with the physical world is against the very basic nature of the technology's foundation. As at the moment, other than transmitting your visual experience to an external display, we don't have many means of engaging with the physical world. Maybe the future will have better answers than what I have right now. All of those developing in VR must take this factor seriously and come up with a way to combat this force and make it engaging in the physical world as much as it is in the virtual world.
Let's hope we have a better answer in the future. Since we touched upon these things, we have seen from our experience that those who like VR get addicted to it and end up spending more time in VR. We have also seen a couple of science fiction movies and novels wherein people get lost in virtual arena. How do we develop a technology or ensure people don't get lost to these simulated surroundings?
Well, this is more of a social and cultural phenomenon than technology. Based on past researches, it is being claimed that if you practice a routine for more than 66 days, it becomes your habit. And over the past couple of years, we have all been confined to our homes and respective locations thanks to COVID. If you take the researchers into account, then we all must be happy to stay home and must be accommodative with virtual socializing. But that's not the case. We are all dying to travel, go out, and hang out with people because that's the very nature of us. Similarly, there could definitely be some addictions, time lapses into virtual environments, and much of the users getting lost in the virtual void. We, as both developers and the users, must take these into account while building the technology and must make certain conscious decisions which can eliminate any such virtual limbos.
So it all boils down the collective conscious of product developers, the larger set of society in mind. Do you think the future of technology is left to the mercy of product builders and developers?
It's more like both the parties being involved in the development of a technology. That's a case not just with VR, but with any technology or product. If the users are going to detest a product, why would someone build anything around it? At the same time, the potential and the accomplishments that can be done using VR is immense. So, all those shouldn't drain out because of some misplaced notions. VR is a great tool for the enablement and betterment of human activities. So, let it not be misled with certain ulterior motives.
As a parting thought, I would like to know what does VR mean to you?
Well, From the very moment I learned about VR and its competencies, I was just full blown fascinated by its potential and the different set of problems it can solve. What does VR mean to me? It means endless possibilities to me. VR and its core nature, it's like free flowing water, which can take its own form, shape, and color according to its environment. In all its potential, VR can create new ecosystems, new beginnings, new possibilities, and even a new world around us.
Can't agree more on this. That's a new dimension to VR. Hope our listeners are able to take away some insights and thoughts from this episode. Please do share your feedback and thoughts to us through mail or reach out to us in any of our social media handles.
Please check out grazvr.com to reach out to us. If you like our show, please give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe to Graz VR in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or your favorite listening platform. Follow our social media handles to stay updated on the future episodes.